All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about the 7 wonders of the world. But, this isn't going to be your average travel guide. We're going deeper, looking at these places as, well, as incredible proof of what humans are capable of. These are the creations that have literally shaped our world and still, to this day, just blow your mind.
Yeah, this quote really hits the nail on the head. We're not just looking at a pile of old rocks, right? We're looking at the absolute pinnacle of human imagination and sheer will. Every single one of these wonders tells a story, not just about the people who built it, but really a story about all of us.
Okay, so let's kick things off with our first big idea, monuments of power and perseverance. These are the big ones, the ones built to send a message, to show strength, to own the landscape, and to last forever. They're basically statements of power, just carved right into the planet.
And where else could we possibly start but with the Great Wall of China? I mean, this thing is the definition of an icon. It's so much more than just a wall. It's a symbol that's literally woven into the fabric of an entire country's history.
So, what's the deal with the wall? Well, it kind of had two jobs. First, and this is the obvious one, it was for defense. A massive barrier built to protect these huge empires from invaders. But it was also a flex, a giant statement piece to show off their unbelievable engineering skills. I mean, they built this thing across some of the craziest, most difficult terrain you can imagine. Okay, get ready for this number. 13,000 miles. Just let that sink in for a second. 13,000 miles. It's a scale that's almost impossible to wrap your head around. This wasn't just some construction project. This was an epic undertaking that went on for centuries across different dynasties. Talk about perseverance.
All right, so from a structure built to keep people out, let's jump over to one designed to bring people in. We're talking about the Roman Colosseum, a totally different vibe, but every bit as powerful a statement of imperial glory.
The Colosseum was all about the show, its whole purpose to find what it became. Gladiator battles, massive public spectacles, sometimes pretty brutal stuff. But even today, just standing in the ruins, you can feel the power, the ambition, the incredible genius of the Roman Empire. It's just, wow.
And when you put them side by side, it's such a cool contrast, isn't it? You've got the Great Wall, all about protection, stretching out for thousands of miles. And then you have the Colosseum, this central hub for spectacle and entertainment. Two massive empires, two incredible wonders, and two completely different ways of showing the world just how powerful you are.
Okay, next up, we're moving on from single structures to entire cities. Yeah, whole cities that are considered wonders. We're talking about places that show off some serious architectural genius, not just in one building, but in how they created amazing places to live, often in some of the toughest environments on Earth.
First stop, Petra, in Jordan. And this place is unreal. It's an ancient city that they didn't really build on the land. They literally carved it out of the land. I mean, it's the ultimate example of architecture blending with nature.
They call it the Rose City, and when you see it, you totally get why. The whole place is carved into these amazing pink sandstone cliffs. And the crazy part is, as the sun moves across the sky, the light hits the stone and it just glows in all these different shades. It's absolutely breathtaking.
And get this was carved by a people called the Nabateans more than 2,000 years ago. You've probably seen pictures of the most famous part, the Al-Khazne, or the Treasury. It's a masterpiece, for sure. But the real magic of Petra is that the whole city feels like it just grew right out of the canyons. The tombs, the temples, everything.
Okay, from a city carved into rock, let's fly way up high into the Andes Mountains to the famous lost city of the Incas, Machu Picchu. This is a place that literally feels like it's floating in the clouds.
The engineering here is just, it'll blow your mind. The Incas cut these massive stones so perfectly that they slot together without any mortar. It's wild. And those terraces climbing up the mountainside, they weren't just for looks, they were for farming. They built a fully self-sufficient city on top of a mountain. It really feels like you've stepped into another time.
All right, our last stop in this section takes us to Mexico, to the great Mayan city of Chichen Itza. This is a place where science and spirituality are literally built right into the architecture.
See, the Mayans were incredible astronomers, and their main pyramid, El Castillo, is the ultimate proof. The whole thing is basically a giant stone calendar. During the spring and fall equinoxes, the sun hits it just right, and it creates this shadow that looks exactly like a giant snake slithering down the pyramid steps. How cool is that? It's a perfect mix of amazing building and cosmic knowledge. Okay, for our last section, we're going to shift gears a bit. We've seen power, we've seen genius engineering. Now we're diving into wonders that were built for something else entirely, pure emotion. These are icons of faith and love.
And we'll start with a more modern one, that iconic statue overlooking Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, Christ the Redeemer. It's become a global symbol of faith and really a symbol of welcome.
I mean, it's just massive. It stands 98 feet tall on top of Mount Corcovado, and its arms are stretched out wide, like it's giving the whole city a giant hug. For so many people, it's a symbol of peace and hope. It's kind of gone beyond just one religion to become this cultural icon for the entire country.
And for our grand finale, we're going to what might be the most beautiful and extravagant monument to love ever built. The one, the only Taj Mahal.
The story behind it is just legendary. The Emperor Shah Jahan built this jaw-droppingly beautiful tomb for his favorite wife after she passed away. It's made from this gleaming white marble that actually seems to change color throughout the day. The perfect symmetry, the insane level of detail, it's the absolute height of Mughal architecture. It's not just a building, it really is a love poem written in stone.
So we've been all over the world. We've seen walls, cities, statues. What does it all mean? What's the one thing that connects all of these incredible places, even though they were built centuries and thousands of miles apart?
Well, when you boil it all down, it's this. They're all about our timeless human legacy. They show these deep, universal drives that we all have inside of us, that urge to create something beautiful, that need to show our devotion to a country, to a faith, or to a person we love. And maybe most of all, that desire to leave something behind, to create a legacy that lasts.
And that kind of leaves us with one big question to think about, doesn't it? All these civilizations left their mark. They built things that came from their deepest values and their biggest dreams. So it makes you wonder, what are we building today that people will be talking about in 1,000 years? What's our generation's legacy going to be? Thanks so much for joining me on this.